Hey, can I ask you something? This is unrelated. As someone who just finished spending the majority of his life in prison, what happened with Legos? They used to be simple. Now, come on, I know you know what I'm talking about. Legos were simple. Something happened out here while I was inside. Harry Potter Legos, Star Wars Legos, complicated kits, tiny little blocks. I mean, I'm not saying it's bad, I just want to know what happened.
There may be for newcomers a slight reticence in paying this highly for LEGO minifigures. They are, after all, mini, and pretty basic with it, sporting only 7 points of articulation in the legs, arms, wrists and neck. If we've grown up buying detailed movable statues of plastic, often hulking and heavy, it may seem like diminished value. Do bear in mind, however, that aforementioned classic compatibility with all kits, endless collectability, the ability to swap limbs, accessories and clothes and customize them, their resale value, and the high likelihood of this appreciating over the years if you keep them in good condition, a premise aided by their natural state being loose rather than sealed in a clamshell package, and most of all the boundless, timeless personality etched into every one of them. Speaking of price, there is something of an undercurrent right now, especially with new parents buying LEGO for their children, for the first time since they were kids themselves, that the price has skyrocketed over the years. The assumption being that since LEGO have to pay the licensing fees for all these movie tie-ins, then the price of LEGO must rise accordingly. This is especially true if other people bought their LEGO for them, which is a major contributing factor because it's very hard to focus on just how much our parents and our aunts and our uncles paid back when we were 10, and then further adjust that for inflation. I read a fascinating article by Andrew Salem, which I urge you all to read, called The Price of Brick, which used various intelligent metrics to examine what we've been paying for all these years. For example, if you take the first major LEGO pirate ship released in 1989 when I was 9 years old, it was the Dark Shark, or Black Sea's Barracuda, and retailed for £47.95 in Argos. Today, in 2014, with me aged 34 and my daughter now heavily into LEGO, I can pick up the LEGO Lord of the Rings pirate ship ambush set from Toys R Us for $75.99, which on casual inspection seems like a hefty increase in price for the same basic set. However, if you adjust the price of that 89 ship Dark Shark, it comes to £90, a full 14 more than the new kit, but it goes deeper than that. Andrew Salem crunched the data for the number of bricks in a set relative to retail price. His findings were that while there seemed no stable upward or downward trend in the price of each brick over the last few decades, there was a definite climb in actual brick count per kit from the year 2000 onwards. This is not across the board, however. The 1989 ship had 909 pieces, while the 2014 one only had 756, which is a 17% drop, even if you do save £14 on the inflated cost. On the other end, you have the inordinately cheap King's Castle, or Castle Lion, which was only £22 back in 1984, which today would be £52. However, the 2014 version of King's Castle is £80, which even adjusting for inflation comes to paying £28 more today. But when the brick count comes in, you can really see the difference between these two sets. 664 bricks back in 1984 and 996 in 2014, which is precisely 50% more bricks than the original kit, almost as though that figure were intentional. So in this case, you're paying 50% more for 50% more bricks. In summation, since both examples balance themselves out, it appears in either eventuality that we're spending about the same per brick still. The more complex sets then and now cost more, but once again, since the year 2000 they have become, on average, more complex. Not only that, but more prolific. Looking at the output rate of kits released per year since the mid-80s, they have upped their production and proliferation exponentially. As for the licensed sets, They may have sold more at first, but it has evened out in the later years as the novelty wore off and LEGO themselves upped their theme count per year. Movie lines subsequently became more of a standard, limited, and ever-changing accompaniment to the main themes. There's also the factor of growing size of the adult collector-focused kits, like the Taj Mahal, which costs so much and contains so many bricks that the perception of regular-sized sets that would have thrilled us as kids is that they are smaller. There's also the nostalgia factor to consider when buying older sets. The less complex, comparatively low-priced kits that surely shouldn't fetch too much on eBay now that we're adults with disposable incomes and we can pick up the ones we always wanted for a song, right? Wrong, because pretty much everyone else your age interested in LEGO is doing the same thing every day. Each set has a nostalgia variable that ups the market value. The only thing that can mitigate this is their mass availability, so the most popular kits that change hands every day command less. This sounds like a very basic collector 101, but these fundamentals must be understood if you are to successfully manage your buying and selling. And as I've said on the other videos, unless you're time short and money rich, research, research, research is your most valuable tool. This is my and my daughter's growing collection of LEGO minifigures. I also heartily recommend this book to everyone. LEGO Minifigures Year by Year, A Visual History. It's huge and detailed, will complement any collector's coffee table, fascinates kids and adults, and comes with 3 minifigures, including a Stormtrooper. I've been Alex Shaw for ActionFigureResource. We hope you've enjoyed this video, and if on finishing it you don't immediately jump to a website or a toy store and start looking for LEGO kits, then we'll be very surprised indeed.
You are the master builder. A special one that will save the realm. The greatest, most interesting, most important person of all time.
Hey, Planty, what do you want to do this morning? Watch TV? Me too!
The prophecy chose you, Emmett.
Oh, my G-O-S-H.
Are you ready, my son?
This rebellion ends now.
Can you feel me?
I can feel you.
What?
I don't think he's ever had an original thought.
I want to go home! This is not what I meant!
The only thing anyone needs to be special is to believe that you can be.
Great. I think I got it, but just in case, tell me the whole thing again. I wasn't listening.
You ruined it. Good job. The Lego Movie starts February 7th. Rated PG.